Okay. So, do you mind just telling us a little bit more about yourself? Are you married? Do you have a family? Do you have a day job? Any other hobbies besides writing?
Okay, so yes, I am married. I have one son. He's 6, and I'm at my day job. I work for Petite Fox. We sell pre-loved kids' clothes and maternity wear online.
Oh, nice.
So that is what I do during the day. And then my other hobbies are sewing, which I got into during lockdown, reading, obviously, and very recently got back into gaming.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, which has taken me away from my writing.
Yeah, that's what happens. If you pick up other hobbies, then we stop writing.
It's so hard to juggle.
We need to do other things so that we can be inspired to write.
Exactly.
You can't just be someone sitting behind a computer because then you have no life experience to write.
No, exactly. Yeah.
So these 2 books, what inspired you to write? I think I have one.
The second book.
And then you've also written Till This Night. So what inspired these books?
So it was actually during lockdown when I started rereading romance books. I hadn't read in years. And I had a dream about Titan. And that's how all the stories came out. So their story is actually maybe my 10th version.
Okay.
Yeah. I rewrote and edited until it got to where it was now. And Till This Night is obviously their best friends' stories. And because it happens before their story, I went backwards and had to start writing that story first.
Okay, so you actually wrote better ones than you were first.
Yeah.
And then went back and wrote Till This Night and then released them in that order. Okay, that's interesting. And okay, so you dreamt Titan. Okay. Did you dream it with the name and all, or was that like something you decided on later?
So everything about that first story and him has basically changed. It's only the name that's stuck.
Okay.
Which I only found out, I think maybe this month, where the name came from.
Okay.
So my husband works in film and production.
Oh, nice.
And one of the European brand of grips for cameras is called Titan. And I think it's because of his phone calls around the house, like him saying it all the time. And my subconscious just grabbed onto that. Because for me, I was like, where does this name come from? But I love it and I'm going to use it. And then the other day I was like, oh my gosh.
That's where it comes from. So does your husband plan on making a movie by any chance?
He doesn't work in that side, but he definitely has connections. I need to start, planting the seed.
So start sending books that way, obviously Titan, you said the name came to you through a dream. But the rest of the characters, or even Titan himself, are they inspired by real people?
Not exactly. They all have little bits of people in my life or people that I see or hear about. So they kind of have very specific personality traits that I wanted. And there's definitely little bits of people that I love or admire that are in there. And that kind of makes up the whole character, but not someone specific.
Okay. And what made you opt for self-publishing over traditional publishing?
I wanted all the control. I'm very I don't want someone to tell me when I need to write or when I need to get edits back to them, or I don't want someone to tell me, no, you can't have that in your cover, or no, you can't have that in your book. I was just like, no, I'll do it myself. I want to do it the way I want to do it, and I will find the readers that love what I'm putting out there, basically.
And have you found them?
I have. I really have. A lot here in South Africa, and in some overseas as well. I've connected with really lovely readers. There's some people that have told me that, no matter what I write, they will be there to read it, and that's everything. That's all I wanted.
Okay, that's amazing. Okay. And so that gives me an answer to the next question I was going to ask is how has the book's been received so far? But then you were saying that you didn't want people to tell you what not to put in your books. And I'm sure part of that is the spicy scenes. So what kind of reaction have you had, as a Muslim woman, be writing all these spicy things in your books? Have you had backlash for that?
I haven't actually. I think I only had one question. It wasn't really so much like backlash. It was just what made me decide to do that, because obviously culturally, religiously, a lot of people have a lot to say. And the person that asked me genuinely just wanted to know because they also write and they aren't able to put it in their books. And for me, I gave him the answer that, it's a natural thing. It's something that people do. And it's part of the story. I wanted it to be a natural progression of the
Okay.
love and the love story. So that's why I included it. It's also the type of books that I read. So
Okay.
it's the type of books I write.
So is any of the love stories in the books based on your own love story? Do you have your own love story? Was it
I
romantic?
don't
like your husband?
have a Romeo and Juliet. Hope I don't laugh. But I would say the sort of friendship dynamic,
Yes.
friends to lovers
Friends to
situations. Yeah, that's kind of our situation. We met while we were studying, and we were friends.
Oh, nice.
So probably influenced, I would think, Kalina and Titan's story.
Okay.
Because they become friends and they get to know one another. So I guess that side of the story, maybe.
Okay. So what is your favorite genre of romance? I mean, you said you and your husband are friends to lovers, but do you have a favorite?
A favorite trope, fake dating. I love that they have to pretend to date and then actually fall in love with each other, and then it's all like, was it real this whole time?
Okay. I'm a big enemies to lovers girl.
I like enemies to lover, but like true enemies to lover in fantasy. That kind of enemies to lover, because that's actual enemies.
Yeah.
That's good. I do love that.
Are you working on any more books?
I should be working on the third book in this series. I'm busy working on a Christmas novella instead.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's exactly why you're self-publishing, because you don't want someone to tell you when's that third book coming. So what if you start reading it from
The readers have been asking.
Okay.
But sneak preview, the Christmas novella is a beloved character from the second book. So they've also been asking, well, you've read it. So
Yes.
Charlie, it's his story, because people were like, how dare you make it sad?
Yeah, no, I once upon a time, I joked with my friend. I said I want to start a society for the prevention of cruelty to fictional characters, because I was a big girl, and I was like, how dare they put her with Edward?
Okay.
I was thinking, like,
interesting. I will admit, probably an Edward fan, but as I get older, I'm becoming a Charlie Swan fan.
Okay.
He's such a great dad.